One Love Eternal, y'all. Don't know what happened. Y'all, I swear I was going live. It was going, and I do not know what happened to that feed, you guys. I've been having issues with my tech all of a sudden. Okay, and I'm just not really understanding. I know it's Mercury retrograde and things, but so my bad about the last live. I have no idea how it went down. Okay. I'm getting ready to just come tell my story. And like everything else on this journey, this has been a challenge, apparently. Okay. Just like everything else on my journey, on my spiritual path has been a challenge. Just me coming to open up to you all and tell you all my story. Apparently, I got interference just wanting to do that. Okay, so pardon me. Okay. Y'all heard that right? Y'all heard that right. Just the level of energetic interference tonight is just so far beyond me. It's blowing my mind. So first, I will start with the updates. I would like to welcome all new subscribers. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me here on the channel. The readings are pretty much timeless for the most part. So if you guys want to go ahead and just scroll the videos or scroll the playlist, look for something that resonates with you and go ahead and give it a watch. Okay. I will also be sharing videos that I feel like was important or the messages are unfolding right now. I will go ahead and post those to the community board. So if y'all pay attention to the community board, y'all will see me posting the reads I think are very much relevant to now. Okay. So quick updates. Just house stuff. Okay. I'm gonna be resuming the missing person cases. Okay. As a part of the spiritual whisper sessions, right? What I will do is Wednesday nights. I'm gonna shoot for Wednesday nights. I'm gonna do my best to schedule it out ahead of time. Wednesday nights is when we're gonna do the missing person cases and the cold cases. Okay. And then on the weekend, what I will do is I will open it up and give you guys a chance to get messages from your past on loved ones. Okay. Maybe we'll do a little bit of that Wednesday and Saturday. Okay. Give y'all opportunity to get messages from y'all past on loved ones. Okay. The mystery machines, I'm gonna stick to pretty much Mondays. Okay, with those. Some will be live. If I'm getting a lot of channels, I might pre-record it. Okay. And then set it to premiere. Right. I'm gonna be doing weekly love messages, so look for the love locomotion. So you got the mystery machine, that's just grab bag messages, get in where you fit in. The love locomotion is love messages. The spiritual whisper sessions, you'll be able to channel messages from your particular passed on loved one. And then the dream sessions. So we just did our first dream machine last night. Make sure that y'all check out the dream machine so that y'all can get some insight into what may be going on with y'all or might be playing out for y'all in the dream state. Okay. Any other channel messages and stuff in between, I will set to premiere. I will also be resuming Zodiac reads, okay, channels and card pools, right? So just stay tuned for updates and stuff here on the channel if you're interested. Okay, I hope so. Make sure that y'all smash the notification bell as well so that y'all are updated for when I go live, and like stuff that just happened. If the live stream crashed and I gotta create another stream, y'all will be in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will get the message or the memo with the notification bell. So make sure y'all smash that. Alright? Alright. So my story that apparently people don't want me to tell. Okay? And I know why. It's because I've grown to the point to where my story is a much more powerful testimony than what I give it credit for. And I know that me sharing my story or sharing bits and pieces of what happened to me has helped other people on their path. So here's my story. How I got started out on my spiritual journey, right? I'm gonna take it back to maybe even 2012, 2013ish. Okay. I'm in my 20s. I'm trying to piece life together. At the time, I was back home in Indiana. I was born in Gary, Indiana, raised here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Okay. And I've been kind of toggling between the two states pretty much my whole life, right? My parents were never married, young teenage kids. They parted ways. My father went to Purdue, went to college, went to school. My mom, a few years later, left Gary and moved us here to Minneapolis. Okay. As a result, I was back and forth between the two states, visiting my dad's family, my mom's family. Okay. But being raised and then being an older sibling, I became an older sibling, and then thus largely responsible for helping my younger sister. Okay. Because when you're dealing with a single parent and they work, you see what I'm saying? Y'all in school most of the time that you're not in school, guess what? Parents still gotta work, which means I'm watching a kid. You see what I'm saying? And being largely responsible for a lot that went on at the house or whatever the case might be. Just a little background so that y'all understand how we get to where we get to. Okay. So 2012. Stuff was not working out for me here in Minneapolis. I had graduated high school in 07. I was in art school at the time. Okay. The Art Institute International had a location downtown Minneapolis for like the longest time. Okay. And I was enrolled there and was going to art school there. But remember when the big, economy crash of 08 happened? Right. Now all of a sudden, out of a job while I'm in school, okay, can't really make no ends meet. I ended up being out of work for like more than 2 years, okay? So I'm a college student, literally struggling artist, starving artist at this point. Literally was panhandling for change to Xerox copies out the library's textbook so I could pass my tests. This is how I was passing classes with no fucking textbooks. You see what I'm saying? All this kind of shit, right? And I'm applying for jobs, but I'm entry level and I'm going up against 50-year-olds with degrees for jobs now because this is how messed up the economy is, right? So I was like, fuck it. I got to do something to put myself in a better position. And in my mind, I was going to make something pop in Indiana quicker because a lot of people wasn't graduating in Indiana like that at the time. You see what I'm saying? Back home, I would look like a superstar on paper. You see what I'm saying? And not be competing as much for jobs. You see what I'm saying? I could put myself at the top of the list for a job versus being here in Minneapolis at the bottom, right? So moves back home. Okay. Ends up at my grandparents' house. Now my grandparents, they are ministers. They are like a reverend and a minister. at the church I grew up in. Okay. Um, the church I was baptized at when I was young. Okay. Now, I'm living with them at their home. Very nice home in Maryville. However, this is where you start to figure out that, everything that glitters and gold, everything that you think is cool or look good on the surface, ain't always that way. Okay? Even though nice home, they open up their home to me. These are ministers of the church and all like this, mind you. I figure I'm in pretty good hands, right? All I gotta do is go to work and, go to church and I'm straight, right? This is what I'm thinking. Okay. Even though they living in a nice, super nice home, 5-bedroom home, okay? Everybody got their own bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really wanting for nothing. If we need something, everybody can pull together and get it, or whatever the case. This was a pretty prison, you guys. You see what I'm saying? Never, not until recently, never had my spirit, my soul felt like so fucking caged. Okay? And I was developing my relationship with God at the time because I had to go to church, you know what I'm saying, to even stay at my grandparents' house. So I'm really developing and cultivating my relationship with God in my personal prayer life. You see what I'm saying? I've seen a bunch of things go down, okay, at church, surrounding the church. One time in particular, we in the sanctuary having a great time. Okay, I noticed some spiritual activity go on while I'm there in the sanctuary. Okay, to the point I had to have a whole conversation with God, like, what is really the Holy Ghost when people catch it? Like, what is it? Like, what really goes on? And God had to tell me, in Baptist churches in particular, when people quote unquote catch the Holy Ghost, when they take off running like this around the sanctuary and stuff like this, what happens is people get so filled with the Spirit that any lower level entities that might be attached to them acts out. You see what I'm saying? When the Holy Spirit fills that vessel, them lower level energies get ejected. Okay, hence the physical reaction of them hollering, taking off running, all like this. And the divine pretty much broken down. This is why they tend to not have children in the sanctuary, sending children to Bible study. You see what I'm saying? Or a Bible school, okay? And not in the main sanctuary, because them energies, as they're ejected from other people's vessels, naturally what's happening? These entities or energies is looking for a new house, right? Right. So Spirit had to break that whole thing down to me. Now, that between a whole bunch of personal experiences I experienced, right? Stuff that I experienced in my grandparents' crib. I told you, pretty much a pretty prison, okay? Energetically, all right. And the reason being is because, my granddad and his wife, like, I don't know what's up with the thought life. Okay, there's not enough prayer, holy oil, or nothing that could keep bad or negative energy out of your home. If you're in your home stewing in your own negativity, then there's always going to be negative energy in the home. You see what I'm saying? It becomes a magnet. Okay. You live in a house with a quarrelsome person when you would rather sleep outside in the car. You would rather sleep outside in the car than be in the house with a person. This is the levels it was at. Okay? And I'm like, how? And these are ministers. You see what I'm saying? And at church, they can talk to everybody and minister to everybody. But at home, it's all fucked up. And why is this the case? You see what I'm saying? So I began to cry and talk to God and pray to God and ask to be shown specifically the truth. Okay? The truth. Holy Spirit, what is the truth? What is the truth of my situation? Okay, what is the truth in regards to you? You see what I'm saying? Like, my heart was just so to a point that when I prayed that prayer, I feel like the divine was something that I meant. And I never knew that me praying that prayer was going to change my whole entire life. Okay, when I was down there, a lot of things happened. Okay, me and my cousin could have gotten killed at gunpoint. Okay, on Broadway. Okay, due to a case of mistaken identity. A young man believed or was determined to believe beyond reasonable doubt that somebody driving my cousin's car robbed him the previous week, even though my cousin's car had been shut down totally and on the other side of town. This was the first time we was in it. We was trying to get it fixed. Her car was running hot. Okay, so how did any of what the young man say happen? You see what I'm saying? But by the grace of God, nothing happened. Okay. Uh, I was a maid at the time, working for a maid service, and we had to drive the maid car from job to job. Well, one particular day on a weekend, me and my aunt takes a cleaning job out kind of far. Okay, so I'm in the maid car going to pick up my aunt, and then we was gonna go to the job. Well, the tires on the maid car was balding, and it had started to rain. I'm on the freeway coming off the exit ramp, a long curve. And there's just a big drop off on either side of this curve. Okay? So I'm coming around the curve and slips off on the inside of the curve, and now the car is going down. Okay? Literally, when I say the divine Holy Spirit literally had to come take the wheel on me, like Jesus take the wheel, this literally legitimately happened. Okay, God literally saved my life. Okay, and any other time when I want to freak out, and you know how it is when you're ready to crash or something going to happen, your natural reaction is to freak out. Ah! You know what I'm saying? Not this time. Okay, God just literally came, jumped, hit the gas, cut the wheel, had me punching the gas, like maneuvered the whole situation before I even realized what happened. There was no cars coming off the ramp and behind me. You see what I'm saying? Straight miraculous stuff, right? So when your life is in danger and the divine Holy Spirit is intervening on your behalf, you see what I'm saying? And I'm praying, I'm asking God, like, why is all this stuff happening? You see what I'm saying? Almost got killed on the way to church. Okay. Almost, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Almost slipped off the road. God literally had to come take the wheel. Like, all kind of stuff like this going on. I was applying for apartments and could not get no fucking place, y'all. And when I say would nobody give me a reason why they wouldn't rent to me, they wouldn't tell me why they wouldn't rent to me. This is my first place. I'm like, okay, I understand my credit ain't all of that. Okay, but why ain't nobody trying to rent to me? Flash a few years later, I come back home. Okay, the end of 2013, 2014, I come back here to Minneapolis, right? Okay, I'm back here and I'm applying for jobs, a crib. I get the job. Now I'm applying for cribs for the first time. Okay, nobody's telling me. When I applied for the second apartment, the guy pulled me to the side like, man, you almost had it. You should take a look at your credit report. The reason I can't rent to you is because you have an unlawful detainer. So it looks like you ran from an eviction, like you got served an eviction. And I'm like, how's that? This would be my first apartment, right? Child, when I say when I was 18, before I went to Indiana, right? The last apartment I stayed with my mom, right? Because I was turning 18, they make every occupant over 18 actually sign the lease. Well, when she left that apartment, she stiffed the rent. So it looked like I was running from rent and running from an eviction. And I had already left the state. You see what I'm saying? So I've been homeless and struggling and trying to find a crib and all this shit all this time. You see what I'm saying? And that was the reason why. You see what I'm saying? Now, you know, after the near death incidents, which there was more when I came back home, okay? I had people that were supposed to be my friends sell me a car I would never be able to own or really have in my name. Because they had tickets on the car when they sold me the car, so you can't switch the title, right? Uh, Incidences with buses, almost got hit by a bus in that same car. Okay. Almost had an accident in my own car. The engine almost blew. It's like God shut the car down before the engine could blow with me in the car. When I say just numerous things just kept happening. And it always kept going back to that original prayer for the truth. And just like I figured out why I couldn't get no apartment, I started figuring out the truth in behind other things. Right? So I moved back home. I'm getting back together with my old friends and all like that. I'm thinking everything will be everything. Right? I ended up getting with somebody who I felt like was one of my closest friends. So I'm thinking everything gonna be cool, everything gonna be straight. No. This is my first encounter now in a romantic relationship that puts me in the throes of a twin flame journey. Okay? Even though jury's still out on if this person is my actual twin. I don't believe so. I believe this is more like a catalyst situation. Like this friend was a soulmate to be a catalyst for me on my twin flame journey. You know what I'm saying? Or to get with my true divine counterpart. You know what I'm saying? There were certain soul lessons I had to learn and stuff like this first. Right? So I'm in this relationship and it's up, downs, up, downs. You know, everybody do bonehead shit in their 20s, right? But what really rocked me was the fact that I'm still trying to build my own stability, and I'm struggling due to things that wasn't even my fault. Like it feel like, you know what I'm saying? Shit was put in my way to make it difficult. You see what I'm saying? Couldn't get here and go back to school, right? Because then the school shut down, the whole fucking school, and lost their accreditation. So now all of the work I did before I even left, the panhandling and all like this, the Xerox chapters and past tests, all of that went down the drain because the school fucking closed and lost their accreditation. So nobody will accept them credits. If I ever want to go back to school, I'll have to start all the way over. Right? Just crazy stuff that was just happening back to back. Then I'm in this situation, and the ups and downs I could take, but what really dropped me in hell was 2 miscarriages back to back. Okay, 5, almost 6 years ago, and my life have never been the same. Okay, trying to heal from this, right? Not only did I realize that this relationship was a narcissist and half kind of dynamic. You see what I'm saying? It also taught me that narcissists are empaths. They're broken empaths and broken to the point where they can't take other people's feelings and emotions into consideration because they're lying to themselves about their own feelings and like all this type of stuff. And when I went through what I went through with this person, it showed me like this, you're attracted narcissists on a relationship end because you yourself, your whole life have always loved narcissistic people. You see what I'm saying? Like the whole situation with him showed me like, hold on. I like you because you reminded me of my dad. Okay. The dynamic between him reminded me of the dynamic between him and my mom. Okay. Just like a lot of different stuff crossed over. So it was like, it showed me like, well, my relationship with this person, I'm only with this person because it reminded me of my parents. You see what I'm saying? And it made me realize, well, I've been trying to love narcissists my whole fucking life. Then it made me get with myself and my own codependency, right? Because the me just having to be there to hold shit down and nobody really be there to hold me down. It was like me constantly seeking outside validation, me putting up with stuff that I wouldn't have put up with from nobody, just to have somebody around to claim they love me, because people that say they love me don't never stay the fuck around. So you'll do whatever just to try to keep somebody around, because don't nobody ever they claim they love you fucking stay. You see what I'm saying? So all of this stuff I'm starting realizing, and then when I had them two miscarriages back to back, and I just started spiraling down, and nobody cared. Nobody asked me, T, are you cool? Are you all right? You know, do you want to go talk to somebody? Maybe you should get you a grief therapist. Nobody said nothing. Everybody trivialized my pain, basically. Oh, miscarriages happen to women every day. A pat on the back and shit. Like, nobody can account for the fact that you go from feeling lively and magical and creating fucking life to feeling like fucking death inside. You see what I'm saying? The very next moment. That shit is fucking traumatic. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Okay. And I wanted motherhood more than anything else on my journey. So me having a back-to-back miscarriages like that, it on top of everything else, like feeling like I'm constantly hitting brick walls, and I'm finding out people putting obstacles in my way on purpose. You see what I'm saying? Just out of narcissistic tendency, they don't want to lose access to me or my energy. You see what I'm saying? Like, so they'll set up blockages for you so that you come back to them, right? So that they don't lose access to your energy. Or they'll set stuff up for you to fail, right? And then they get to come in on the back end and play like they're the hero. Like when I moved back home, guess who I had to come back and stay with? My mom. You see what I'm saying? When in all actuality, that was the reason I couldn't even get a place in the first place and spent my whole 20s, you know what I'm saying? The majority of my 20s without no crib. It's because my name got fucked up before I can get a crib. You see what I'm saying? And like when you going through traumatic grief experience and being faced to realize, yo, the people that you go hard for, they been trying to set you up, or they don't rock with you as hard as you rock with them. Like God really starts showing you, like I broke down. Okay. Had to get with myself on, you know what I'm saying, like the addictions in, okay, the emotional eating, okay, and then, I mean, I still like a little, you know, saying a little weed every now and again, whatever, but I leaned really hard, okay, to be smoking a ounce, you know what I'm saying, every other day, you know what I'm saying, is a lot. You see what I'm saying? For a regular person, just living a regular life, that's a fucking lot. You see what I'm saying? Like, and my health started taking hits. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to breathe. I went from being the smallest I had been in a long time. So I had got down to like 190. I had got down to just under 200 pounds for the first time in the longest time. Okay, got pregnant, I had the miscarriage. After the second one, maybe a month or two after the second one, I was 266. I in 6 months' time, I went from the smallest I had been to the heaviest in just 6 months. You see what I'm saying? Insane. You see what I'm saying? Like, what I put my body through was crazy while I was healing. Okay? My womb still was healing. I was working 2 jobs. Oh, I'm working multiple jobs while going through all of this, by the way. Okay? Working 2 jobs, period. While going through this hell. While going through this extreme grief. And encountering all these blockages, everything I try to get or acquire. You see what I'm saying? Like, it took such a toll on me mentally and emotionally. Like, my self-worth. Okay? Like, I wasn't necessarily the classic suicidal the way you thought about it, but just my actions towards myself. It's like, okay, if you keep going this manner, you're harming yourself if you keep moving this way. You see what I'm saying? And so once I got into this place here, um, which I ended up not having to play for an unlawful detainer because by the time somebody told me I had a UD and it looked like there was an eviction on my record, by the time I actually found out that was the reason, it was actually falling off my credit report. So I ended up not having to pay to get it expunged or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I was able to I got this place here that I live in now. And this is where I have been. Right here in the same crib, just working on myself, uh, you know, the path. So when you get dropped in a hill like that and you start coming to these realizations about everybody, the first thing it did was made me isolate. So here I am, 29, coming to my golden birthday. Everybody that I thought was my friends, you see what I'm saying? God started exposing. You see what I'm saying? The truth and behind the connections. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these people were sent in towards me to befriend me and basically lead me astray on purpose. Okay? And I was there in these people's lives doing for these people. Helping these people raise their children. I don't got no kids of my own yet. You see what I'm saying? Sacrificing my own joy and my youth, helping raise other people's children. And these people have been sent my way to lead me astray on purpose. And in my face, like, oh, best friends, best friends. You see what I'm saying? Like, when I say, and then when I started realizing this, and then, like I said, the relationship it just highlighted the fact that I have been dealing with this narcissist dynamic the whole time. So I'm like, okay, so my parents are a little sociopathic. They don't process emotions right. They don't understand how their actions impact me or my life. And then God was like, well, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they do. You see what I'm saying? And then the divine shows me about how people do certain stuff to try to upset you or hurt you or break your heart on purpose. And you really don't want to believe this. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you're going through grief. Especially, like I said, I lost children. You see what I'm saying? I lost life force. I lost blood. I lost life force. Lost calcium. Lost a tooth. Okay? Lost my crib. Lost a job. Lost a car. Lost. Lost all my friends. Lost. Right? But one thing happened. I got this place. And this was a trip in and of itself, because then I get in this place, being gang stalked, dealing with neighbors, people in these buildings, the conjurers, doing dark magic, low key running a brothel in the back in the other building. Oh, we gonna talk about it. Okay, people letting dope fiends in the building to sleep in the hallway outside my fucking door. Okay, and then all of these people I don't mess with no more, fool with no more. Now know they know where I live though. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So when I say the story have come full circle, because when it started back in 2012, my spirit totally felt caged in, right? Then now I finally get here and get in this place and start working on myself and get into a place where I can start to feel free. And the second I start to feel that freedom again, now I'm being gang stalked by neighbors and going through all the bullshit. Being stopped and followed around the neighborhood, all this type of shit. You see what I'm saying? And when I say God has baby stepped me through this whole process, like, so when I first realized like my health was taking a hit, you see what I'm saying? I looked up and was 66 pounds. I was working non-stop. You know what I mean? I had to sacrifice a job. I said, okay, you know what? I'm doing too much wear and tear on my body. I'm not feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I was having more headache days. Okay. Spirit. Then I start having, in this apartment, like when I was going through that, I started having my first spiritual experiences. Like my first encounters with actual, paranormal activity, right? So I move in here and I'm processing all of this. And I think I was still working multiple jobs at the time. Okay. I'm in here laying down and I'm getting ready to go to sleep. And right as I'm touching sleep, something literally yanks my ankle. I drag back 2 inches, like something. I'm touching sleep and something literally yanked my ankle. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know now that, I'm saying, the spirit basically trying to get my attention. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was doing myself harm physically, right? I started trying to work on my diet and stuff like this, and clean up my diet. At work, not ordering fried this, fried that, trying to eat more salads and stuff like this. Then it was crazy because the next door neighbor died in that building. In that apartment. And when I say like people die in this building all the time and nobody ever says anything, they don't send a memo, nothing. People die in this building left and right, and they don't say or do anything or pay any kind of respect to them and stuff like this. And it's a lot of trap spirits in this building. This building is very haunted. You see what I'm saying? Which I thank my ancestors, angels, and guides for trying to get my attention and stuff like this when they did, because I didn't know I was going to be psychically attacked living here too. So the spiritual activity along with psychic attacks, had I not like snapped out of it and like started working on myself to like heal myself, I quite possibly could have died, because then I had got spiritually attacked. So first of all, somebody's still actively trying to pull me off the planet. Okay. It sounds crazy to say it, somebody's trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that sounds extreme, right? But no, when I say I was walking home from work and got hit by a van, Y'all know I told y'all the story. Okay? So not last October, the October before that. Okay? I got coming home to do a live. I'm coming home from work. Got hit by a whole van. Spirit had to intervene again to save my life. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, that's when I started realizing, like, no, everything is coming full circle. Because I hadn't seen that kind of activity like that. Um, it reminded me of the stuff that was happening in Indiana where I came back. You see what I'm saying? And the divine basically showed me, like, yeah, it's because people are doing the same kind of thing. And I'm like, what do you mean? So I didn't know it, but like I said, it's people that stay in these complexes, that it's practitioners, that they do spell work on certain people, they energy harvest off of certain people, okay? And yes, divine beings, you have people around you that's trying to pretty much do death spells to pull you off the planet, because if you actually survive long enough and on your path long enough, you'll help awaken other souls, which will cause further glitches in the matrix and further glitches in their program. And this is what they don't want, to the point people are willing to pay off your family members, your closest loved ones, to, you know, orchestrate to get you up out of here. You see what I'm saying? And we'll see them just like we see these other parents on CNN, on the news press conferences, fake crying, okay, behind their shades and waiting to basically collect a civil damages check suit. You know what I'm saying? They waiting to collect the money from the city for your death or whatever the case might be. You see what I'm saying? Like, we legit are going through this. We legit all ascended masters and all prophets before us were persecuted just like this. You see what I'm saying? So it is not no extraordinary feat of the mind to be like, oh, somebody trying to pull me off the planet. Well, yeah, when somebody deliberately tries to hit you and run you down with a van, you kind of get that fucking impression. Okay? And when I say that's not the only incident I had walking up and down the same street, people have tried to get me in a car. You see what I'm saying? All type of shit, like up and down the same street. You see what I'm saying? So when nobody's there for you, what it shows you is the divine has always been there. Do you get what I'm saying? When I prayed for the truth, I did not realize I would start to see the truth about everyone around me. Okay, so be careful what you pray for. You see what I'm saying? But I'm thankful for it every day of my life, because when nobody was there, the divine Holy Spirit saved my life again and again and again and again and again. Okay, and again. Okay, to the point where, you know, these holiday functions, people was putting stuff in the food. I'm thinking I'm going to visit family vacation, blah blah blah. Okay, vacations. People's trying to get me sick on vacation. You see what I'm saying? God literally had to show me. You rarely ever get sick. You don't get sick like that. Anytime I've been sick, it was because somebody tried to expose me to something on purpose or something. You see what I'm saying? Like, the divine literally had to show me, you don't get sick like that. Okay? Times where I got sick as a child, there was reasons behind that shit. People did something. Okay? Getting sick, the only time I get sick is when I go visit these people I don't ever see. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting sick. Or feeling crappy right after holiday dinners. You see what I'm saying? Like, and they wonder why they say the chosen is immortal. Okay? For one, we are who the Christ foretold of. It's already written. Okay? Okay, the Christ said there will be those that come and is even greater than me. The Christ also said that there will be those true believers in the divine Holy Spirit that will be immortal, that would drink poison and not be harmed, that would, you see what I'm saying, you know, could pick up snakes, not be touched, not be harmed. You see what I'm saying? That we will be able to heal and do healing works. I watched my body heal itself of 2 miscarriages. I sprained my ankle at work. I watched my ankle heal pretty much overnight. And any illness or any negative thing I've encountered, okay, because people actively trying to put shit in the food and do this and do that. I've had people in my people. Somebody tried to give me COVID on purpose too. Somebody tried to give me COVID on purpose too. You see what I'm saying? To the point, like, I know how the tingly feel in the back of your throat. You see what I'm saying? And all like this and all like this. Like the divine will let you experience certain things as a healer, okay? Or let you get exposed to certain things. You'll develop the antibodies for it. Your body becomes smart, becomes wise. Your body is the technology they wish they could have. Okay, this is why they even made clones. Okay, your body is the technology they wish they could fucking have. Okay, it becomes wise to everything in your environment. It figures out how to heal it, how to fight it. Okay, it scans the DNA code for any time it's encountered it in the past. Okay, not just this life, a previous one, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm so grateful for this experience. You know what I mean? It's been hell. Literally. Like I went through way more than what I was supposed to. Things were way harder for me than what it had to be. But to a place now where I'm finally getting past the anger of it, because when the divine shows you things about people, you become so angry. You see what I'm saying? Some days I still am. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? I know how to breathe through it. I know how to release it. I know how to ground my energy now. Okay? How about the divine had to show me that in my past or when I was young, people was keeping me ungrounded on purpose. Okay? Um, there was no reason for my diet to be the way my diet was. There was no reason for certain shit. Like certain shit was just to keep me off energetically. Okay? Um, and it's just like when you come to these realizations, you get mad. Okay? Mad at the world for how they are, mad at the people around you for how they treated you, mad at yourself because you allowed them to treat you that way. You see what I'm saying? Or you didn't see what they were doing before, or whatever the case might be. And mad because you can't trust nobody. Like this is everything I've been having to work through. You see what I'm saying? And it's been challenging. But like I said, that's how I found out I was the healer. Okay, that's how I felt. That's how I found out I was a healer. This is how I figured out how to. This is how I learned how to transmute energy. Okay, I can transmute anybody's chaos. People they come at me all the time trying to get me upset or ruffle my feathers or whatever they think that they could do. It don't ever go the way that they think it's gonna go. You see what I'm saying? And it's because of the on the job training that Divine has given me. Okay, like between the jobs I've worked and everything that I've gone through and seen spiritually and witnessed, like there's very little now that I wouldn't be prepared to face, work through, deal with, see my way around, okay, or whatever. And it's like now when certain energies or entities act up around me, I know how to clear and transmute the energy. You see what I'm saying? I know how to cleanse and bless a space when I move into it and not just become victim to whatever was there. You see what I'm saying? Um, I know that's how I figured out I had shamanic capability this too, because when um when I started figuring out what was going on or what certain people was doing, um the divine would have me go visit places around town where I spent a lot of time with certain people. Like down by the river, I spent a lot of time down there. Because back in my college days or when I was just coming of age, I spent a lot of time down there, you know what I mean, drinking, partying, chilling with a lot of the wrong people. You see what I'm saying? Or a lot of people with negative energies on them. You see what I'm saying? Spirit guided me to go kick it down by the river. Go back to certain old school parks, certain playgrounds I used to frequent and shit like that. Spirit had me visit where I experienced certain traumatic shit at. Okay? And I didn't know about shamanic journeying and stuff like this at the time. Or um I didn't know about retrieving soul fragments. I didn't realize that when the divine would guide me to go visit these places and sit there at that playground or you know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that I was retrieving lost aspects of my soul. Your soul like fragments or breaks off every time you go through a heartache, a heartbreak, a traumatic experience. Okay, fragments of your light get broke off. So more than just calling your energy back to you. Sometimes you have to go to the physical location that trauma happened in and physically retrieve it. You see what I'm saying? I didn't realize all of that was a thing, but it was. Okay. And I thank God for all the visions that I got because I didn't even tell y'all about the visions that I got. Like when I first started, when I moved back here and I first figured out why I couldn't get an apartment all that time. Okay. And I was uh in a relationship with my friend and started, experiencing like the narcissistic empath dynamic and how crazy that shit is. You see what I'm saying? Like this when I first become aware of it. You see what I'm saying? Uh, Tupac and Afeni Shakur, they came to me in a whole vision, and so the relationship was collapsing, and I was about to lose that place. Okay, this spirit was trying to pull me out this dynamic, but like I mentioned to you about the codependency and the seeking validation and just trying to do anything to get somebody to just stay because nobody that ever claimed they love you ever fucking stay. Okay, that whole energy, spirit was trying to get me out of that or to come out of that. You see what I'm saying? Only I wasn't getting the message, wasn't getting the memo, whatever like this. And so they called an audible, and one of them audibles was this vision, okay, that I had. Okay, so it's probably maybe the end of 2014, maybe coming into 2015, or whenever it was shortly after Phoenicia Core died. It was shortly after that, maybe a month or two. Okay, and I was it's crazy because I know I'm getting ready to have a vision when I lay down to take a nap or go to sleep, right? And the dream starts with me waking up from a nap. Like when I first go to sleep and start dreaming in the dream, the beginning of the dream is me waking up. Okay? from a nap. So the same couch I went down and took a nap on, this vision starts with me waking up on this same couch. And I don't know why, but it's like I'm in a house and Pac is there and a couple of the homies is there. I don't know, drinking, playing spades or whatever the case might be, talking shit at the table, whatever the case might be. I gets up, you know what I'm saying? Everybody blazing up, so of course I'm trying to John Blaze too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and I'm talking to Pac and we was talking about our dads. And I had just had a big blowout with my dad at the time because here I am, a spiritualist, of trying to gain spiritual wisdom and trying to decipher, the lies that was put in the text and all like this. And, I felt like, you know, I know now that, biblically, you're looking at a bunch of different ancient texts that was compiled, okay, mixed up with the Roman lies and then put into another book. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the case might be. I said something to my dad, man, and he must have told me I was going to be cast in the lake of fire or something like that. He said, I'm like, oh, so you condemning me to hell now? You who haven't had a religion, who haven't guided me my whole life, you get to judge where the fuck I'm at? Like, fuck you. You see what I'm saying? Like, uh, we had just had a big blowout. You see what I'm saying? So when Pac showed up in this vision and we rolling up, we was talking about our dads and stuff like this. And he was telling me about his woes and stuff back and forth to him. His lack of a father, the stuff that he went through with his stepfather and stuff like this. Right? Me and Pac sitting there talking, and then Afeni called me out in the backyard with her, and the yard was like maybe like a football field, like long. Like the yard was crazy wide, right? And there was this big fence, okay. And I was, still half laugh joking with Pop walking out there. And when I went out there and I'm looking in the fence, there was a big ass lion inside this big ass steel fence. And I'm like, what you bringing me out for? What y'all doing with a lion? Like, and she was like, so you ready to go in? I'm like, what you mean I'm not ready to go in? Go in where? Go in there with the lion? Bruh. And it's the craziest shit. So she walking me up to the gate of the fence, and there was like rows. So there was a little bit of walking room I had till I got into the actual enclosure where the lion was actually at, right? And she coaching me and she telling me what I'm gonna do when I get in there with this lion, and trying I'm trying to hold on to my memory of what she telling me, because the whole time she telling me, I'm just sitting there staring at this big ass lion. Like, I'm not even taking in nothing she said. She like, okay, so you got it? You ready? I'm like, no, I don't got it. She kind of just shoved me in there anyway. Long story short, y'all, she walking me through what to do. I don't even remember what all of what she said, but I ended up grabbing the ears of the lion, okay, and getting eye to eye, face to face with this lion and kissing it. And then I woke up. And I was like, what? And it was just the craziest thing. And when I held on to that vision and I deciphered it over the years. And of course, when you come into and you're going through all of this with narcissists, and you having to wake up to the fact you've been dealing with narcissist abuse and things like this, and actually having to face the pain to actually heal it and stuff like this, you realize how much courage and how much strength and stuff like this you actually lose. Okay. And be it the situation I was in, I had lost a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of life force energy, a lot of, you see what I'm saying, a lot of my confidence and things I was trying to do in myself. You see what I'm saying? All like that. So that lion represented all of those things. And it also represented me having to kind of this beast, face off with this beast that actually was my life. You see what I'm saying? Different aspects of my life that seem scary, but no. Okay? Fear, when you face what you fear, it disappears. Okay? Fear ain't, it's not real like that. So once you face whatever it is you're afraid of, it never is as bad as you made it out to be in your mind. Okay? It's like it gets amplified in your mind for some reason. Okay? Because of ego and stuff like that. But that was the first vision I had, and that kind of kicked off my journey. The next vision I had, and I'll leave it right here. Um, and maybe I'll come back with another story time another time if y'all ever want to hear my story. Okay. But this is just like part of what happened during my awakening, how I became awakening. How I became awakened. How I figured out I was a medium because I started having all of them experiences. You see what I'm saying? Um, I had my own experiences with death, right? Having went through the miscarriages back to back, and then moved into a building where people die a lot. You see what I'm saying? Them kind of traumas and then being in that kind of environment, that coupled together is gonna kick off anybody's spiritual gifts. Okay, that's gonna snap you. You know what I mean? From being pretty much, if you were off psychically, now you're on. Okay, it's like just like how the X-Men go through certain traumas and all of a sudden their gifts pop on. It was like that. That's exactly how this was. Okay. But yeah, I'll leave y'all here with this next vision I got. This next vision here. Okay, I got. Remember how I told y'all the person had passed away next door, and I had the experience with something in here grabbing my ankle. Okay, I know that was my spirit guides trying to get me to, become awakened to them, awakened to the spirit realm and my purpose and the healing and all that. Okay. But it was upon the anniversary of the last miscarriage. Okay. This was right upon the anniversary uh of the last miscarriage. Okay. And now I had thought about it briefly. In my mind, I thought I was okay. So, like, I have been working through it, trying to process it as best as I could. Okay. And I thought I was doing all right. Okay. And I guess spirit, has a way of testing you to see if that's really the case. Okay. Or giving you a gauge as to where you really are on the scale, right? So I'm asleep. I'm taking my rest before I gotta get up and go to work. And like I told y'all, I now know that when I'm getting ready to have a vision, okay, that when I go to sleep, the dream is gonna start with me waking up. Okay, so here I am. I go to sleep, and I already know to pay attention because the dream started with me waking up on a couch, but only this time it wasn't my couch, it was my mom's couch at my mom's house. Okay. And when I woke up and I'm on this couch, I'm looking as I'm sitting up, and across the room there's a baby swinging, okay, with a little chocolate little pretty baby in it. Okay. And the swing is just going and swinging. And I calls out to my mom, who baby is this? Okay, in the vision, I calls out to her, Mom, who baby is this? She just singing in the kitchen, cleaning. She ain't heard a word I said. Okay, so I'm looking at this baby out in front of me, and I sits up, and I'm looking at the baby, and I'm like, Ma, and my mom still don't hear me. But when I called for my mom, the baby opened his eyes like the baby woke up the noise I was making. So I was tripping. So I goes over there to the baby. I picks up the baby. I'm just looking at the baby and I'm like, why? I'm trying to figure out whose baby this is. And why does this child seem so familiar to me? Okay. And I'm sitting down with the baby, and I must have just, the baby looked at me, and it was the way the baby smiled. Like when the baby smiled, I see my cheeks, I see my eyes, like I see my features, like in this child when the child smiled. Okay. And I'm just a crying, holding this baby, hugging and kissing this baby, just looking at this baby like, wow, um, like legit tears, like this is my baby. So, I sit the baby down, like, propped up in the arm of the couch. She just sitting there laughing and cooing and stuff. And I calling out for my mom again, like, Mom, don't you hear me? Whose baby is this? Like, I'm still trying to ask her. She never heard me one time. My mom come in the room like I'm not even there. She said, "Oh, you awake? I thought I put you over here in this swing. How you get over here on the couch?" She picked the baby up and she goes back off to the kitchen doing what she was doing, like I was not sitting there. And I was like, what the world? And when she walked back in the kitchen with the baby, and I woke up from the vision, when I woke up, how I've been crying and everything in the dream, because I was holding the baby, my face was wet for real. I had been crying for real. Okay. Uh, and I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, I was even still holding my arm, like I had been just holding the baby. Like it was so creepy. Okay. And the divine let me know that, you know, everything was fine. Like, and the reason that my babies didn't make it was so that I could still have a chance. Like when I was processing it and God was breaking the vision down to me, God was like, you know how your mom didn't see you, but the baby could see you? Why do you think that was? And I'm like, so when I went to visit that child, I was in spirit form. God was like, exactly. So this vision was the reality. That vision was basically the alternate ending, how things could have went. Okay, the reason why that pregnancy had to be stopped is because if I would have went full term with that particular pregnancy, the child would have made it, but I would have died. Do you get what I'm saying? So God let me experience that and let me see that. Like, no, they could have been raising your child and you could have been out of here. Like, this is why we called the audible. This is why the miscarriage had to happen, because you still have a purpose here. You know what I'm saying? You're getting ready to go through a rebirth yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of that. And so that deepened me on this path. And um, those experiences, that along with the paranormal activity, that's what led me to me getting my first reading. Okay, when I got my first two readings. Okay, one reader, the first reader, he was a male. He flat out told me I was psychic. Okay, and then the second reading that I got, I was able to get some channel messages from members of my mom's side of the family. And when I was able to go back and confirm certain stuff that was said, it let me know that they were around and that they was trying to help, because the traumas that I had been through were heavily tied to my mom's family line at the time and stuff like that. And mind you, I told y'all a bit about what happened in the beginning. Okay. Um, another reason that they were there, and another reason I got that reading, where they were channeling, the reader was channeling my great grandparents. The reason I got that reading is because um, I was at my mom's house. I was telling her I was getting ready to start this channel and all like this, and I watched something jump my mom. Okay, I was face to face with the demonic energy, entity, whatever that jumped my mother. You see what I'm saying? Before my eyes. Okay, and this was after the spiritual experiences I had been having personally, and this was me working through and healing these things. Um, I had just got both. I had just got that first reading. Okay, after what happened that time, I went on and confirmed. That's what made me want to confirm, because when you have a spiritual experience like that, you start seeking real answers. So that's when I got the message from the medium. Okay, and it started giving me insight into the different demons that we actually face on that line. You see what I'm saying? And that's what inspired me here. That's part of the beginning of this channel. Okay, if you go all the way back to the beginning of the videos, that's one of the first videos. I was in the security booth explaining to y'all about what had happened, what I saw with my mom. Okay, and it's odd because I've been on this healing journey trying to figure all of this stuff out so that I could help my family, right? And it's been odd because I've been mad and so frustrated because it's like you can't help nobody that don't want to address what's actually going on or face it, and you can't force them. They have to come to it on their own. You see what I'm saying? And it's like that's part of this spiritual journey, me understanding the spiritual activity, okay, how certain energies and entities move. I was trying to learn that so that I could figure out how to help. You see what I'm saying? Little did I know I was gonna have to purge myself with certain negative energies. Okay, that I would be pursued or tracked by certain negative entities. Okay, and that I would have to work through certain shit on my own for me. You see what I'm saying? But it's like now I know if I'm going through certain issues, if my blood pressure is becoming a thing, I know it has a lot to do with the spiritual activity. I knew I had to slow down or down back a lot on the heavy smoking because when you're medium, your blood pressure is already a thing because of the spiritual activity, right? So, like all of this stuff, I have to figure out. You know what I mean, on this journey, on this path. But yeah, so here I am. You know what I mean. Here I am. That was the end of 2012, 2013. So here I am, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22. So 9 years later, here I am. We started the channel, it'll be 4 years. And we're just now on our way to 1,000 subscribers. But that's because, you know, like I said, I told my mom, I told certain people about the channel, and these people weren't healing it. And then not only that, but when you're healing and you're speaking the truth and you got people that's trying to hide things, they naturally seek to attack what it is you're doing. You see what I'm saying? So there's that. So hence the constant energetic interference when it comes down to me speaking truth on this channel. Even when it's just my truth. You see what I'm saying? It don't have nothing to do with nobody else. I still get energetic interference. So I don't know. So hopefully my story helps somebody. This is just the beginning of it. I just wanted to come tell y'all a little bit about myself. Uh, how my spiritual journey kicked off, how I get to where I am. So now I'm a spiritualist and I'm a spiritual artist, right? I'm an artist, but I specialize in specifically spiritual art. I create spiritual art pieces that help heal. You see what I'm saying? Hence, like, what I'm saying? My meditative piece, the Cosmic Ground Means Oracle, that I turned into a whole deck. Okay. Um, I could create artistic pieces to protect and bless a space. You see what I'm saying? Uh, the aid meditation and all like that art that helps actually heal. Okay, that actually helps aid your healing, right? So that's what I kind of specialize in. And then now I'm diving even deeper with the understanding of the astrology. I love astrology a lot. Um, it really makes sense to me when certain energies are at play and when God breaks it down to me how those energies are playing out. It makes things that are hard to comprehend make a lot more sense. Okay. Um, but yeah, so that's how I became me, Tiani the artist. Okay. T the medium. Alright. Make sure that y'all like, share, comment, and do subscribe. And I appreciate all of the new subs for tuning in. Don't forget to stick around for those updates. Make sure that y'all smash the notification bell so that y'all can be notified. Okay, when I upload and go live. And I'm out. Peace and love supreme to you all.